Hi guys, Matt Thomas here at Cedar Rock Studio Guitar Gallery in Indiana, and today I've got a very unique and very special Santa Cruz on my lap. This is actually a 2021 OM. Now this OM here actually features a really special set of Synchro Redwood on the top. And what they refer to as their Tier 1 Brazilian, which, I mean, this stuff is just phenomenal. Very tight grained, lovely bits of color throughout it. It's got those green hues and amber and dark chocolate throughout it. And what they also did was they bound everything around in Brazilian, including they have a little Brazilian backstrip in the middle of this matchbook of Brazilian. Now, currently, if you wanted to get one of these Tier 1 Brazilian sets added to your build with Santa Cruz, it's $14,500 for the upcharge for it. So keep that in mind if you're interested in a guitar like this. Now, it has a ebony bridge with bone pins and a saddle, but it's wide spec down here, so it's 2 5/16. And another thing I should mention before we move on to the rest of it is it has the H13 style purfling around the face, which just looks so darn cool. It's kind of herringbone-esque, but it's got a lot of varying colors throughout it, so it looks like arrowheads heading in one direction. Now it does have the diamond abalone inlays on the fretboard, and on the side here it is bound with Brazilian, but then you have these mother of pearl dots all the way up. But at the 7th fret and the 12th fret, you have your double dots. That way, so I imagine if you like to capo in certain areas, it helps really kind of help find where you're at. Now it is an ebony fretboard, but as you get into the headstock here, you've also got a cutoff of that tier 1 Brazilian for the head cap that they also went ahead and bound in Brazilian, and you can just see the subtle faint line around it. Now this headstock here they call their 1929 H style. So it's got a little bit of asymmetry and almost kind of a curly marquee-esque look to it. Now, to keep it with that sort of old school vintage feel, they went ahead and put Waverleys on it with ebony buttons. Now, another thing I want to note is even though this kind of has a pre-war vibe to it, the neck is a nice even C all the way throughout. Now, it was spec'd at 1 3/4 here at the nut, but after I measured it, it's just a hair over. So it's actually 1.76, which I kind of like because then it allows for just a little bit wider of a string spacing here at the nut. Just really allow you to have things ring out a little easier without accidentally muting them. Now, enough about how top tier these woods and looks are of this instrument. The tone of this is quite unique. You breathe on it and you get immediate tone and lots of sustain. And as you play it harder, it suddenly comes to life in the brightness. So it has a really wide variance between tone and color. But being that it's Sinker Redwood, you kind of have the best of both worlds. It's got this bloom and power of spruce, but it also has that immediacy and sensitivity that cedar has. It's kind of the best of both worlds. That and these harmonics just sing and last forever on this thing. Now, if you've got any other further questions about this very special Santa Cruz OM, message Alan at cedarrockstudio.com, and thanks for listening. you.